Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the remaining part of Chapter 9, Standard 5th, Settled Life and Urban Civilization. The 2 points which were left, that is 9.4, Rise of Cities and Script, 9.5, Social Organization in the Ancient Cities. Before we move towards these 2 points, just we will revise the previous one. In 9.1, use of metals we had seen. In this content, we had seen that the Christian Thompson studied the prehistoric artifacts and antique objects, and he introduced the 3-age system for classifying these objects, that are stone tools, copper tools and articles, and iron tools and articles. Gold was the first metal used. It was a soft metal and could not be used to make tools and implements. Also, we had seen that the human discovered copper to make tools, and thereby the Copper Age began. After this, we had seen the second point, 9.2, pots made on the potter's wheel. In this, the invention of the wheel was the most significant invention during the Copper Age. Also, rotating plank was turned with one hand and pot was shaped with the other hand by the women in ancient Egypt. In the efforts to modify the rotating plank, the potter's wheel was originated. Wheel was first used by potters to make symmetrical, colorful pots and beautiful designs in large quantities. A pointed quartz pebble fixed at the bottom of the wheel is known as pivot. It balances the wheel when it revolves at a high speed. Here in picture you can see. Also in third point we had seen trade and transport. Potters and other skilled craftsmen lived in the industrial area of the village settlements so as to manage their affairs easily. Village settlements where the raw materials was easily available and which were conveniently suited for trade expanded rapidly. There was expansion of trade with increase in production. This required change in the transport system. Wheeled cart and chariots were also for this purpose of to transport the material from one place to another places. So all these points were seen in trade and transport, use of wheel and use of metals. Now we are going to see the rise of cities and script, social organization in the ancient cities. So let's start with it. That is on page number 41. Rise of cities and script. Long distance trade, rapid transport of goods and centers of large scale production are factors that brought together people engaged in different types of work. This gave rise to cities. It became necessary to keep permanent records of the expanding trade and growing production. By now, signs and symbols had already come into use for the purpose of record keeping. Broken pieces of clay pots with such signs have been found. Resulted in such modification and improvement in the signs and symbols used for these purposes. In this way, each culture developed its own script. So as rise of cities and script, in this we had seen that the long distance trade, rapid transport of goods and centers of large scale production brought together people engaged in different types of work. As according to the need to complete their task, it was needed to stay at one places which had created the cities. This led to the emergence of the cities. To build the cities at the places to stay at one place to complete the task easily. Also in this point we had seen that the record keeping became necessary for keeping records for the expanding trade and growing production. As what it had been become important for the people to keep the record of the importing and exporting products. Whatever they are importing or they are exporting or whatever the business they are doing, to keep it the record of it, it became a necessary for their day-to-day life. The system of symbols and signs had been introduced in this period, and it was modified and improved. This led to the emergence of the script. Means that the development of the script had been taken place due to the use of symbols and signs, and more symbols and signs had been modified so that their conversation can become more easily, and the transport system can be done easily, and the production system can be carried from one place to another places easily for importing or exporting purposes or for selling. So due to this all reasons, the rise of cities and script had been had developed in this period. Here one picture they had given, we can see the wheeled carts and chariots were first used in Mesopotamia. About this content we are going to see in 600 when we will come to 600 in detail about Mesopotamia. We are going to see these are the few examples they had shown that the wheel carts and the chariots were used by the Mesopotamia people. Also the Harappan civilization, which you are going to see in detail in 600. Harappan civilization, that is only known as the Indus civilization. By small children for playing. These are the carts and chariots which become the part of children at the period of Stone Age time. Example of ancient signs and symbols. Here on pots we can see the different designs, different shapes and different signs they are denoting. So that from these pots we can come to know that the signs and the symbols they were known, and they were making use of that signs and symbols in their day-to-day life. Let's see the last point. Social organization in the ancient cities. It is true that rise in trade had become the major factors that contributed to the emergence and development of cities. However, the culture of those cities had its root in the culture of village settlements of the New Stone Age. The faith system rooted in the agriculture way of life continued in the urban way of life too. The social life and festivals based on agriculture faith system became more elaborate in cities that had prospered because of the rise in trade. Grand temples were built in many cities. Chiefs of these temples became chief administrator of those cities. Later, the position of the temple head and that of the king went on to the same individual. This was the beginning of the ancient urban civilization of the world. We will learn more about them in the next lesson. So, in social organization in the ancient cities, from this content we can come to know that the roots of culture in cities were in the culture of village settlements of the New Stone Age. Also, the earlier faith system, social life and festivals became more elaborate in the cities. Grand temples were built in many cities. Chiefs of this temple became chief administrators of these cities. Later, the position of the temple's head and king were held by the same individuals. All this content we had seen in this content. So in this way, how the social organizations in the ancient cities were looked after. It was looked after by the chiefs, and they become the administrator of the cities. This all content we had seen in this. The grand temples and their chiefs, they look after the cities. So in this way we had completed our whole chapter of standard 5th, chapter 9, that is settled life and urban civilization. So about the New Stone Age people and the different signs, symbols and their modernization we had seen in this chapter. Also we had come to know in this chapter about the different things, that the Rosetta Stone, that is an ancient Egyptian inscription, was discovered in 1799 AD. It is an ancient Egyptian script, hieroglyphs in its simplified version, Demotic script and Greek scripts. So as different scripts had been introduced, more on this we are going to see in the next coming chapter. Let's see, do you know this? on stone inscription is done. So this is the Rosetta Stone. The inscription known as the Rosetta Stone was discovered in 1799 AD. As the stone is broken, only a section of the original inscription is seen on it. The inscription is in the Egyptian language. Today, the Rosetta Stone is kept in the British Museum in London. At first sight, it appears to have 3 different inscriptions in 3 sections. But actually, the inscription consists of the same matter in 3 different scripts. The script in the topmost section is ancient Egyptian script known as hieroglyphs. It means the script of gods. The script in the middle section was used for the routine document and is known as the Demotic script. It was a simplified form of Egyptian hieroglyphs. The script in the bottom section is Greek. Here, this is of Greek, the third part. This inscription announces the ascension of the new kings Ptolemy V to the throne. This inscription has special importance as a source of Egyptian history because it becomes possible to read the forgotten Egyptian hieroglyphic script with the help of the other script on it. The name Ptolemys, written in the Demotic script, was read first with the help of Greek script. Later, a French teacher, Jean-Francisco Champollion, was able to read the entire inscription. On reading the word Ptolemys, he realized that other names in the inscription, and based on that work, prepared a chart of all the hieroglyphic letters. Thus, Champollion succeeded in reading the forgotten Egyptian hieroglyphic script. There is evidence that copper was in use even 7,000 years ago. In regions where copper was rare, it was not possible to use copper in large quantities. Therefore, people in such regions kept using mainly stone tools and implements, even though they knew how to use copper. Copper objects are found at the ancient sites in such regions, but only in very small numbers. Therefore, such sites are called chalcolithic sites and not as copper age sites. Chalcos means copper, lithos means stone. Thus, the age of copper and stone is chalcolithic age. Although copper is harder than gold, it is still too soft for making objects from it. However, when tin is added to it, it becomes sufficiently hard. The mixture or alloy of copper and tin is known as bronze. As people in the New Stone Age had begun to use bronze in the making of various objects, the New Stone Age is also known as Bronze Age. Metals must be melted to make an alloy. Knowledge of how to melt zinc and tin dates back to almost 1,000 years before the making of bronze. So, this is a little information about the people of New Stone Age and about the Rosetta Stone. A picture, a mirror. That's all for today. Complete the given question and answers. Read whole chapter. Thank you.